Hello, I am live. How are we? Let me just. Okay, so we are live. I am live. Hello, how are we? How are we doing? Yes, I am doing a live stream this evening. People should be aware of this. I did say I'd be going live around about 7 o'clock ish. I'm a little bit late going live. For some reason, my microphone, my Razer microphone isn't being acknowledged by StreamYard at the moment, and I don't know why. It was working, but now it's not. Even though it's acknowledged, the computer's acknowledged it, but StreamYard isn't. So I'm going to have to troubleshoot that somehow. I don't know what the hell's happened there. But obviously the webcam being used is the webcam one, the microphone on that. So anyway. How's it going, everybody? Hey Sam, how you doing? Straight off the bat, straight away. How you doing, Sam? It's been a while. What you been up to? You been up to anything? Hey Raymondo, how you Raymond? How you doing, my friend? How are you doing? Yeah, so like I said, there's no real thingy to this. It's just a chill out. I've shared it through social media. I might get maybe Mr. Adam White might maybe join in the chat. I don't know. He did say he will be free some point this evening. So we will wait and see who comes in. Whether people do or not, it's a different matter. But I wanted to do this primarily. I wanted to do this primarily because, well, I have a new computer. Yes, that'll be something Sam might be quite surprised about. But yeah, I have a new computer now. It's not a very long story. It's not a very long story. It's basically my old computer, or my original, my computer I had before. It developed a problem. I don't know what it was about, but it's basically a blue screen, and it was. Hang on a second. Get a phone call. Hello? Hello? Strange. Sam's ringing me while I'm live. Strange. Anyway. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I think Sam's accidentally rung me twice. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, so yes, like I was saying, I've got a new computer now. Like I was trying to say, what is going on? Hang on a second, people. Hello? Yes. I can hear you, yes.
You want to know something really interesting?
What?
The laptop is causing a time delay. So everything I'm saying is basically a couple of seconds in the future when I'm looking at you on YouTube. It's really weird. When I said originally, you couldn't pick up because you were picking up, but it's causing it to be a couple of seconds in the future. So everything I'm saying to you right now, I am watching effectively several seconds in the future on YouTube.
Yeah, well, that's how live works. There is a couple of seconds delay on when live broadcasting, so
this is just incredibly weird.
At the moment, I'm currently being very unprofessional, talking to somebody on the phone, on loudspeaker, and I think people are in the chat thinking, "What's going on?"
Yes, it's very strange. Anyway, You must continue the call. You must continue the stream and tell me all about the new computer. I am here. I'm watching. But yeah, continue to tell. This is just weird. The whole time delay is really weird. But anyway, I'll hang up and feel free to continue. Oh, by the way, after I hang up, this will continue to live stream like I'm actually on the call with you, but I won't be because of the delay. Anyway, good luck.
Cheers. Bloody hell. Only Sam could do that. Only Sam could do that. I apologise, people, for that are watching. That's never happened before. Never had a phone call of somebody like that, just off the bat. Anyway. Like I was trying to say, for the third time's the charm, I have a new computer. Yes, basically, my original computer, it developed an issue. I think I don't know if it was the CPU, maybe the motherboard or processor. Something went on it, and it just turned on its own. It just turned on its own. We couldn't turn it off. We couldn't force it off. We couldn't turn the computer off at all. We couldn't press the button, hold the button, the power button in. It wouldn't. It just literally. We had no control over the computer at all. And basically, we managed to turn it off, and then it would just turn back on again on its own, and it would just revert back to this screen. And it was a blue screen, and it said CPU, and it kept coming up with the percentage of the power outage of the CPU, and that was just constant all the time, and it just would not turn off. It would just constantly constantly repeating itself. So even though I've had a conversation with my dad before we even bought this new computer, saying that this is fixable. We could literally just buy new parts to the computer and we could just fix the computer because it's a tower computer. We can take the components out and put new in. But my dad decided to get a completely different computer and get rid of the old one. Now, what is the computer? Let me find out. I've got it up because I do not understand the specifics of computers as much as Mr. Sam Maltby that is watching at the moment. But basically, for layman terms, it is the HP Slim desktop, the SO1 PF2. Let me see if I can get any more information up. Where is it? For some reason, system components about. Oh, there we go. It is. It's the 12th generation Intel R Core i3-12100, 3.3 gigahertz, 8 gig of RAM. It is. Yeah, so that's pretty much all you need to know. It has Windows 11. It's the 24HS version. Yeah, there we go. So that's basically the computer. It is a 12th generation Intel Core i3-12100. And there we go. But yeah, so I've got a brand new computer. So this is the very first live stream test. Just testing it out. Like I said a moment ago, for some reason, unless anybody in the comments could let me know how I can fix it, because at the moment, my Razer microphone that I got dedicated for streams, StreamYard isn't picking it up, even though it was picking it up, because I did a slight test when we first got this new computer, and the microphone was, StreamYard was picking up the microphone because it's plugged in. But now it isn't plugged. It isn't, even though the computer's acknowledged it, the computer knows it's in the computer, but it isn't. StreamYard isn't acknowledging it as an option to click on. It is just the webcam only microphone. So anyway, let's get caught up with the comments. So Sam, Hello again. So Sam says almost 700 subscribers. Well done, mate. Thank you very much. Yes, I am at the moment 691 subscribers on this channel. I'm a little bit under 200, about I think I'm about 160, 150, 160 or something on the vlog channel. But yeah, nearly 700 subscribers, and I'm about 15 years into my YouTube. Well, actually, no, I've been making videos on YouTube for about 16 years, 15, 16 years. But this channel, the TF Nosey channel's been on the go for 15 years this year. That is very scary. You know what's even more scary about this, folks? What's even more scary about this? I've been on YouTube for about a year, for like less than a year, 1 year less of the conception of YouTube itself. That is scary because YouTube started in 2006, right? I think 05, 06, when YouTube first went live before Google bought it out. When YouTube was YouTube and it came out in 2006, it became a massive thing. And then Transformers Animated Ed was starting to air back in like 06, 07 time. And then I started my Nosey00 account, I think, in 07. About 07 time, 08. So I'm about a year or two short of like the entirety history of the concept of YouTube itself, which is kind of crazy to think about, really, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, so Raymond just came home from work. Nice one. How was your day, my friend? I hope your day was okay. Hope it was eventful. Yeah, you know, work. If we unfortunately we have to work, unfortunately, but there we are. Raymond says, "What you gonna do, brother?" Adam says, "Sam is clearly desperate to be on the stream." Well, he never mentioned about being on the stream. Even though if Sam would like to be on the stream, I will more than happily invite him in if he wants to pop on, actually on camera. I will send him the share link, and if he wants to join in, he's more than welcome. Raymond says, "Just don't cross their streams." Oh no, it'd be very bad if you cross the streams. What would happen, Egon, if you cross the streams? Adam, I feel I should take over while you are on a call. Sorry about that, Adam. Literally, that has never happened to me before, ever on a stream, where somebody that is what in the chat has called me. But anyway. And there you go, Sam. If you're still watching, Mr. Adam White himself tells you to go away. Raymond, currently very unprofessional, so there's nothing new there. Yeah, that's work, isn't it? You know, unprofessional. Yeah, work is a necessary evil. Money is a necessary evil. We all need money. We all need to, you know, go about life. Yeah. Sam Silvermoon. Hi, John. Can't stay for long. Just popping in to say hi. I get ready for work. No worries. No worries. Good to hear from you, Sam. Hope you're well. Raymond says, "Let this be a reminder for all. Be careful when downloading your content." Sam says, "Have you checked the sound drivers?" Well, according to the computer, the drivers are up to date. So I don't know. But yeah, so that's a new development, a new computer. Hopefully, like I say, I'm not a PC gamer. This computer is probably very unlikely going to be able to play a AAA game, especially not a new generation game. I am not that bothered about that. I'm a console gamer. You know, I'm a console gamer. I'm not a PC gamer. I have a dedicated console to play video games on if I so wish to. When it comes to a computer, as long as it allows me to stream like I'm doing now, and I can upload videos and I can do video editing, If I can do those basic things, then I'm happy. But yes. Also got a brand new mobile phone as well. I did mention on my socials about that. I got the Samsung Galaxy A56 5G that came out this year. Yeah, basically, again, my old phone, even though it was working, but it developed a few issues. I noticed the microphone was starting to go a little bit distorted, a little bit like a distorted audio on it. Yeah, so basically a bit distorted audio. Also, I kept hearing a lot of noise whenever I was recording a video, like some kind of background noise, as if something was rubbing against the microphone, but yet there was nothing rubbing against the microphone. Also, the screen developed an issue where it kept pixelating. It kept kind of like pixelating and breaking up now and again, which tells me the screen's on its way out. And also the charge port and the battery sapped really, really quickly. The battery was on its way out. I replaced the charge port module like 3 times now. I've literally, in the whole time of me having my old phone, I got a brand new charge port fitted to that phone 3 times, and I only had it about maybe 2 or 3 years. And literally, I had 3 charge ports in that phone, put into that phone, brand new ones. And this one, literally, right, it also had a compatibility issue with my car as well. My old phone had a compatibility issue with my car. Basically, for context, my car, it has sat nav capabilities, but it's not fully integrated into the car. So what I mean by that is some cars have a fully integrated touchscreen thing in the car, with sat nav already built into the car module, into this touchscreen module on the screen, right, in the car, right? The basically the entertainment system on the car. My car doesn't have it fully integrated. What you have to do, you have to basically plug in a mobile phone or some kind of device, and it uses Google Maps to basically then come up onto the screen through Bluetooth, through a cable into the phone or whatever, and it takes over the phone, and then it brings into your sat nav, so you can use sat nav through Google Maps. And basically with that, it also allows me to then access Spotify to be able to play music as well. And for some reason, my old phone, whenever I'd plug it in, it would just the connection would suffer. It would like be quite strong, and then all of a sudden it would literally just lose complete connection, and it would just drop everything, which is completely useless to me, because if I'm behind the wheel of a car driving, I can't be messing around with trying to get it working again, because I need to have full control of the vehicle, So it wasn't a very good thing. But my new phone, the A56 5G that I've got, is fantastic. You plug it in and it works beautifully. It literally works like a dream. It is like the best dream about one of the most beautiful women in the world. You just have this great wet dream. That was wrong. I'm going to get told off by Adam White again. Anyway, you have a really good dream, and it's just you wake up and you feel real awesome for the experience of this dream, and then the realization that dream wasn't real dawns on you. Anyway, but right, okay. Raymond put Remember, says poor computer broke down after being used for all the TF Nation live stream. Yes. I think he had enough. But what made me laugh is the reaction of Mr. Adam White. Adam says stunned, and also the horror. Now, this one. My disappointment knows no limits. Oh, man. Sam says, if you reach 1,000 subs, call in the sponsors. It doesn't quite work like that. You need more than 1,000 subscribers to get some kind of sponsorship. I think it works around about, if you're about 100,000, I think you unlock certain things like that. Yeah. I mean, if you're in the thousands bracket, say if you've got like between 1,000 and 10,000 subscribers, yes, you have a little bit more room. You'll be able to maybe get a little bit of revenue from YouTube, but it won't be very much. It'll be like something like 50 cents or 50p or something like that for every video or for every view, something like that. But the way it works with YouTube is it's not just about the subscribers you've got to the channel. It's also about how many views per video you generate and how many people congregate to your videos every single day or every time you upload. There's a lot that goes into it. Not just subscribers. There's a lot that goes into it, unfortunately. Adam says, so bad I misspelled disappointment. You need subs plus vid view time and other elements. Yep, exactly. You need the subs plus vid views. That's how it works. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping Raymond. He didn't say get sponsors. He said call the sponsors, you lazy sod. I have been paraphrased that. I have to paraphrase. Right. But how's it going, everybody? How's things going in your lives? What's going on? Have you bought anything recently? Are you playing anything recently, as in video game wise, or have you been to see any films recently? Let's just have a general chat. That's all this is. This is a general chill out. There's nothing specific about this at all. There's no theme to it, really. I just wanted to test out the computer, make sure everything works. And just have a bit of a laugh and just chill out. But I will say, and I will acknowledge, I made a video yesterday. I uploaded it today. I uploaded it early hours this morning. I made a video early hours this morning. Well, I uploaded early hours this morning anyway. Basically talking about me feeling a bit burnt out with the whole video making thing. And I just wanted to give some extra context, because some people viewing that might make people think I am thinking or feeling in a way or inclined to quit making videos. That is not the case. That is not the case. So I'm not going to quit making videos. I enjoy making videos. However, when it comes to the Transformers side of things, the toy side of things, I just can't be bothered to make a review at the minute. A bit of a creator's block, I call it, a bit of a creator's block. I also am kind of struggling with what to do besides Transformers, but still keep it, but whatever I do introduce to the channel, it's still within the confines of what this channel is about, my TF Nosy channel. It's about all things geeky. It's about geeky stuff. It's about films. It's about tech. It's about comic books. It's about toys. It's about lots of different things. It's about anime. Whatever I like to talk about, whatever I'm interested in, that's what this channel is all about. And I still, whatever I want to kind of introduce or think about and try and tick the channel over in some way, it's trying to introduce something to the channel that, or you know, I mean, like I said, I want to make videos, still want to make videos, but I'm just a bit bored with the whole Transformers thing at the minute. I mean, like I say, recently I have been uploading to this channel. I've, you know, I've uploaded a couple blocky builds, and I also uploaded a couple YOLO Park reviews, model kit builds. But that's basically where my attention's gone, is more like model building more than actually talking about an actual figure that transforms, you know. I'm actually thinking I would like to kind of delve into model kits a bit more, really, but it's just getting the time to do it, because model kits, depending on the model kit, YOLO Park are quite straightforward. They're just literally just already made. You just kind of just put it together. It's quite simple. But then you get very much in-depth ones like Gundam kits, for instance, where you basically need to know what you're doing. You need to file it down a bit. You need to like put a bit of paint on it and things of that nature. You know, you need to do quite a lot more. You know what I mean? You need to do a little bit more. There's a lot more effort with those type of kits. But I don't know. I'll see what's what. I will see what's what. I mean, like I say, I do enjoy making the videos. I still, you know, I mean, I would like to kind of do live streams as well, a bit more. I do like doing live streams. I do enjoy the live stream thing. But yeah. Hang on, where am I? Just having a look at the comments. There we go. So Sam, just getting caught up. Sam says, just pre-ordered the 4K director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven. Nice. Very nice. Very cool. Adam says, I survived meeting Adam Nicole and Andy Millman. Just. How was it anyway? How was the what is it? World of Warcraft, was it? Or was it? No, it was it 40k stuff, wasn't it? It was one of them type of things, wasn't it? Warhammer World, wasn't it? You went to. Yeah. How was it? How was Warhammer World? What did you get up to? What was it like? I mean, I've never ventured into Warhammer. I have been considering maybe I don't know anything about the lore. I don't know anything about the tabletop gaming. But like I said, there is two sides of the hobby, isn't there? That's what Henry Cavill says, because Henry Cavill is a big Warhammer fan. And basically, he got two sides of the hobby, where you got the table, where basically people build the models or paint them or whatever, and then they do the whole tabletop gaming stuff. And then you got the other side of the hobby that basically just build the models but really highly detailed, paint them really detailed, and then basically just collect loads of them to make armies and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I've never really ventured into Warhammer. I think it's another rabbit hole, and probably another very expensive rabbit hole if I did decide to, but I don't know. I don't know much about it. I am interested in it, but I've just never looked into it that much. Adam says, I start a new job on Tuesday. Well done. Congratulations, Adam. Nice. Onwards and upwards, as they say. Raymond says, I got Studio Series War for Cybertron Ironhide at work today. Very cool. Very cool. And Adam again says, we went at Warhammer World. Yep, a very nice place. There are multiple sides to the hobby now, as it is so big. Cool. Nice. As for YouTube ideas, you don't pressure yourself into content creation. Once you feel ready to do something, just do it. Okay. Well, like I say, I mean, like I said in the video I uploaded last night, really, I basically just said I'm a very impulsive. I'm an impulsive YouTuber. Not repulsive. I'm impulsive. I'm an impulsive YouTuber, basically, where I just operate on impulse. Something comes to mind, something comes to mind, and I will just do a video on it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Transformer, but like I say, I mean, I have other interests. I have other interests besides Transformers, and I like to share my thoughts on everything I like. Not everybody's going to be interested in everything that I like. That's the way of the world. But at the same time, I like to share the things I like and what I get up to and what I'm interested in. I mean, I like my anime, I like my films, I like toys, but not just Transformers. I like other lines, but I just don't have the room to really go into any other line, because Transformers is pretty much the massive. Well, Transformers is the most stuff I've got when it comes to toys. But yeah, I do like to venture into different lines and stuff. You know what I mean? I have other interests besides Transformers, and I like to now and again. I like to kind of like introduce it to the channel now and again. But yeah. Jason Wendy, hello. How you doing? Happy Easter. Hello, mate. Happy Easter, everybody. Yeah, happy Easter to you, Jason Wendy. Hope you're well. Nice to hear from you. It's been a while. But yeah, I just wanted to do this stream tonight, even though I've just said a moment ago that I'm feeling a bit bent out making videos, but I enjoy the streams. The streams don't really require much effort on my part, really. The stream does all the work for me. All I do is press start and it does it all. So I mean, I enjoy doing the streams. I really do enjoy doing the streams, because for one thing, right, what I enjoy, what I enjoy the most when it comes to the streams is that I can catch up with people in real time. I can catch up with people in real time. I can chat with people in real time, and it feels very much like what YouTube used to be like back at the beginning of YouTube, when YouTube first started, before Google bought it out. And YouTube was very much like an open forum. It was much more like an open forum where you could very easily slip into a conversation with people. You could like send people a private message on YouTube. You could send somebody a private message and just say, set up something. Say if you wanted to do a collaboration with another YouTuber, you would reach out to that YouTuber and reach them through, if they, either through YouTube itself, or if they had an email address that you could contact them, then you could do that with. But you used to be able to kind of just like communicate with each other. You could comment with people. You could have a full-on conversation in the comments of the videos. You could, like I said, you could essentially send them an email through YouTube, and you could have a proper chat. It was kind of like an open forum. It felt much more inclusive rather than exclusive, where it's like, I feel YouTube now is alienating people. I feel it's alienating more because of so many. It's not just because there's obviously the way YouTube works is there's obviously millions upon millions of people that use YouTube all the time. There's many different channels out there, probably some that are literally only about a year old and or not even a year old. You know, there's so many YouTube channels out there, and of course I understand there has to be some kind of software behind the scenes to help navigate it, because it's like impossible for a team of human beings to deal with it. Hence why the algorithm was born, and the algorithm is there for a reason. It's there to try and sort things out, and to help the people that do actually work at YouTube, because sift through so many channels, you know. But at the same time, I think the algorithm is broken at the same time, because it just does. There's so many people out there, so many channels out there. There's so many people out there and so many channels out there that, you know, just don't seem to get any sort of help from YouTube in the way of just at least promoting your videos, or people that are subscribed to you, people that do follow you, that just don't seem to get acknowledgement of you uploading something. You know what I mean? They do, like, when you subscribe to somebody, you're supposed to get a notification telling you that that person has just uploaded a video or a live stream or what have you. Everyone that subscribed to you should get a notification, but yet so many don't. So many people do not get a notification. The amount of conversations I've had over the years with people at TF Nation or what have you, and people are like, I haven't seen anything from you for ages. Are you still making videos? I'm like, yeah, I literally uploaded a video like 2 days ago before coming here. And I'm like, oh, I never saw it. I never got anything from YouTube. And I'm like, is there any wonder why my channel's suffering so much, you know? And I have to go through other means of getting my video out there. And I bet people think I'm a right attention-seeking piece of shit because I'm having to literally outsource my videos and post them elsewhere, because if I don't do that, nobody will see them. Literally only about maybe 2% of the people subscribed to me will actually see them. You know, so I have to outsource. I have to go to like my social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth, in order to try and get my video out there so it can at least get seen by some people. YouTube now has become more of a chore than a delight. It really has. It's become much more of a chore than a delight. I do miss the old days of YouTube. I really do. I really do miss the old days of YouTube. Anyways, where are we with the comments? Raymond says, have you watched Transformers Wild King yet? No, I haven't. I never even heard of it. That's how much out of touch I am at the minute. Wild King. What's that about then? I haven't seen it at all. I've never heard of it. The Biophiliac. Hi. Oh, hello. How are you? From Matt and I. How are you? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Jay says, love these streams. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I like I said, I really do enjoy the streams. I know people do much better streams than I do. People usually have a point or a theme, or they might do a Twitch stream where they basically do a video game stream. Things like that. People, you know, there are better streams out there, but I like the whole laid-back approach to my streams, and it just allows me to catch up and have a chat with people, and it helps me feel better as well, you know. Breathe, mate. Sam. Breathe, mate. Let your brain settle. Jay said, somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with a finger and a thumb of the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, every time Jason Wendy come in, I have to sing it. Sam says, I think most YouTube channels, even the big ones, average less than 20% active views out of their total subs. Yeah, that's the way it goes. I mean, like I say, even with anything, Facebook, Instagram, well, Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same people, so it's the same thing. But everything's got an algorithm. Everything that has an excess amount of users or accounts on those services have an algorithm, and unfortunately, not everybody that follows you will have an acknowledgement from you posting something. So it works. It's not just YouTube that's the problem. It's just anywhere that uses an algorithm that's the problem. Howdy, hello, D-Man. How you doing? Marcel de Brugian. I do apologize if I hope I pronounced that well. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello to you, Marcel. Are you looking forward to TF Nation this year? We are staying at the Moxie, so really excited and curious not to be staying at the Hilton. Yeah, obviously. It's TF Nation. Of course, I'm excited for TF Nation. This year's going to be an absolute blast. I can tell it's going to be a good year. The guests are incredible. The fact that they got one of the actresses from the live action films going is unreal. The fact that they got Scott McNeil is, again, incredible. And also they got Neil Kaplan going. And one of the voice actors from Transformers 1 who played Jazz. It is, also what I like as well at TF Nation this year, because I'm a big anime fan. They have two of the voice actors from the new Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War going. They've got they've got Neil Kaplan. No. Yeah. Neil Kaplan is in Bleach. He played Yamamoto. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up with a different voice actor in my head. But yeah, Neil Kaplan was in Bleach. He played Genryosei Yamamoto, the old man in Soul Society. He played him, and the guy who played Jazz in Transformers 1, he voiced one of the Quincy villains in 1,000 Year Blood War, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to TF Nation. I always am. I'm looking forward to catching up with people, and seeing what shenanigans we all get up to. Really, it's all fun. Excuse me, it's all fun. But yeah, like you said about the Moxie, yeah, I too am staying at the Moxie. I've never stayed at the Moxie before. Obviously, I mostly always stay at the Hilton because it's just easier overall. But yeah, it's just easier overall because obviously that's where it's hosted at the Hilton. It's just easier to navigate about. But the last couple of years, I just haven't been overly that happy with the Hilton. The customer service has really slipped, really gone down, I think. I won't say that everybody that works at that hotel are the same. It's just the odd people and the fact that management don't put enough people on the bar. It's a two-sided bar, but yet they only work one side of the two-sided bar, and yet it causes a massive queue situation. Again, it's not the bar staff that's the problem. It's management. It's a management thing, not the bar staff. They're not putting enough people behind the bar because they don't think it's worth putting more people out or pay more people to do a job. So that's the way around it. Also, last year, people, hearing all the stories of people getting charged twice for the price of the room, and it literally destroyed them for the rest of the weekend, which put a massive dampener on things for people. And then also there was the access door card problem. But apparently this year there's a different system for this year. I think Adam White, basically Adam, Tony, and myself, we did a video talking about, if you're struggling to find a hotel for TF Nation, we did a stream together. And in that stream, I think Adam said something about a new app. He said something about like an app or something you have on your phone, and it acts as like a access door key. So if anything if you get given an actual door key, like it looks like a credit card, if you have one of those like we usually have, and if it doesn't work, you've got something on your phone or some sort of system that they put in. I don't know how true that is, but people are going to have to let me know that about that, because I will talk about it if it was a good thing. But yeah, but when it comes to the Moxie, I've never stayed there before. I walked past it multiple times throughout the weekend. I've always wondered what it's like inside. So I will be doing, obviously for TF Nation, I will be doing my usual annual TF Nation vlog experience. And I am considering on doing like a little walk around that hotel, just kind of give you an idea what it looks like inside. I look at the rooms. I look at the amenities that they have in there, like basically the bar area, the layout of the place. Just give people an idea what it looks like inside. I've only got a description, like a brief description of what it's like inside by Adam White himself, who's stayed there before. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what it's like. Demion. Raymond says Wild King is currently excuse me. Wild King is the current Takara Tomy CGI show. They're up to episode 3 right now. They are only like 5 minutes each. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I've never heard of them. Never heard of it. But yeah, probably might give them a check out at some point. Are they on YouTube? Have they been uploading them on YouTube or something? Or is it on Dailymotion or whatever other channels, websites? Jace and Wendy say, hey, the song. Where are we? Right, Jason, when they say I've been watching Power Rangers, nice. Yes, I haven't watched Power Rangers for ages. I've been trying to, on and off, I've been trying to kind of get caught up with the latest Power Rangers series, which was, is it Dino Fury? Was it Dino Fury? The one that was on Netflix, and then it went to Cosmic Fury, I think it was. So I've been trying to get caught up on those. Yeah, but I used to get caught up on those. I'm getting completely, my attention's been taken away from my brain. It's trying to take over. This is the point of being dyslexic, people. It's attention span and everything. Right, so yeah. So I've been trying to get caught up with the recent latest Power Rangers stuff, but I have heard rumors. Has anybody else heard rumors about Power Rangers? Is it the rights going to Disney again? Something in development for Power Rangers at Disney. I heard rumors. Apparently, either a company that is now owned by Disney have the rights. Because it was with Hasbro. Hasbro had the rights, and then it went to Netflix, an agreement with Netflix, and then now that fell through, and then the Power Rangers thing's been completely up in the ether somewhere for a few years now. So I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if it's going to go back to Disney again. And apparently something about a completely new story. I don't know. I've just been hearing rumours recently. Sam, it's Jason Wendy, Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I just subbed to you. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. Yeah, I did as well. Some good memories with Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't watched it in a long time though. I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, and I'm also a big fan of GX as well. I used to like Yu-Gi-Oh GX, but the stuff that came after Yu-Gi-Oh GX and the more recent stuff, I'm like, I don't even know how the hell to follow this anymore because there's so many different cards. The rules to the game have changed. Does anybody else remember that the total of the fights used to be a certain amount, but now it's like half per battle? I'm sure it used to be something like 4,000 or something. It was like both opponents had 4,000 life points. But now is it something like 2,000 or something like that? And it's like all these different scenarios, all these different cards coming out, and the different rules to play in the game now. It's just like so confusing to me now. So I kind of lost interest on that front. The Biophiliac says, I agree with the Hilton staff experience. It's not all of them. Yeah, of course it's not. It's not all of them, but it is enough to make us not want to stay. Yeah. Last year I got charged twice and it took out my entire budget. Praying Moxie is better. I do as well. All I can say, I know this is very cheeky of me to say this, but I will be completely honest. All right. Your best bet, do not pay for your hotel room with your card. Try and... I know people don't like to carry a lot of money on them. I understand that. I completely acknowledge that. But what I would suggest is take the money out for your hotel room. Take it out ahead of, go to an ATM on your way to the Hilton. There is ATMs about if you need one, or before you even travel. I would suggest taking your money out from an ATM. Take your money out and the money for your hotel, but mostly just the money to cover your hotel room for the time you're there. Because if you pay with cash, they can't charge you again for it. It's only when you use your card. It's the same with the Hilton. If you pay with cash, then you will be much more safer. That's the cash. That's the money you're handing over to the receptionist or the concierge, whoever you want to call her or him. You hand over your money. It's paper money. You're handing it over to them. Then they can't come back at you and say, "Oh, sorry, we need another £150, please." It's different when you're paying with cash, actual cash. When you're paying with a card, that is when the policy thing trips in, and that's when you could get charged again. Is going by card. So I would just say to anybody that's going to TFN this year, consider taking your money out the wall, at least just enough to cover the hotel room. You don't have to take it all out the wall, just enough to cover your hotel room each. That way you won't run the risk of getting charged again, because paying with hard, proper paper money, actually paying with paper money, is different to when it comes to a card transaction. Different rules apply to both things. You got service charges and stuff like that. with cards. But yeah, I hope the Moxie's better as well. I really do. Adam says, sorry to jump back on a previous topic, but the reality with YouTube is that so many folks just have so many subs. That is easy for folks to not see individual posts easily. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, that is very true, unfortunately. Raymond says, I had the app on my phone last year. I was still locked out 3 times during the event. Okay, so it didn't help. Okay. Marcel says, yes, they are on YouTube. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Marcel. Hey, Lawrence. How you doing, my friend? Hi, buddy. You okay? How you doing, man? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. I'm not too bad. Just chilling out, you know. Just fancied doing a little live stream because I'm bored. You know, I haven't done one of these for a while. So I just wanted to I've got a brand new computer as well, so it's kind of a bit of a, you know, it's like a computer test, really. Raymond says, yes, Wild King is on YouTube on the official Takara Tomy channel. They are also fans who have subbed versions on their channel. Okay, sweet. The Biophiliac says, a shame they got rid of the bar discount for TFN goers. Yeah, again, I need to just stress. I know you're not meaning anything in particular with saying that, Biophiliac. But obviously, TFN, they do a great job. They have a decent. They have a good relationship with the hotel, which I do respect. But when it comes to the discount rate for the bar, I don't know what's going on with that. You know, I don't know what's going on with that, because there has been a couple times for TF Nation, since TF Nation's been a thing. There has been, I think, maybe one or two events that had a 10% discount rate on the bar. But I noticed one year, even with the bar discount, I got charged 3 separate amounts for the exact same drink by different staff members behind that bar. One time, I actually did get the 10% discount, and I paid. I don't know how much we paid, but anyway, so I did get the discount. And then the second time, for the same drink, a different person served me, and I got charged like £2 more that time. And then the third time, I got charged about £3 more or something like that. It was like 3 different amounts for the same drink. And I'm like, is there supposed to be a discount on this? You know, you know, it's almost as if there's again with the Hilton. I think there's also a communication breakdown. Again, it's at the hands of the management, not so much the staff. It's the management. This communication breakdown. It's like this person isn't communicating with this person and telling people that there's an event on and there's a discount on the bar on. Not everybody seems to be on the same wavelength or page. So everyone's getting paid and getting ripped off in a way for the same drink more than once. That is part of the reason why I've gone with the Moxie again. Is obviously I understand it's the Hilton. Yes, it's expensive behind that bar at the Hilton. Very expensive. But it's just there's not enough staff. There's only like 2 or 3 people on that bar at any good time. They only seem to only use one side of it, and it's it's actually a multiple sided bar. But the edges, the two side edges, they're not really for being served. They're more for the staff to be able to get in and out of the bar, obviously. But you've got a 2-sided bar, and then they don't seem to use the other side of the bar. If they used both sides of the bar and they had, say, I don't know, about 4 or 5, like 2 people per side working, so just 4 people behind the bar, 2 on one side and 2 on the other side, it would be a lot easier. You get the queues down quicker because you're serving more people. You're breaking the queue down. You're not causing the whole bottleneck situation going on. That's the only downside to that's the only downside for me. It's not TF Nation. Obviously, TF Nation do not have any power over the hotel. TF Nation, the event itself is fantastic. I cannot say anything bad about TF Nation at all. I really can't. It's a great event, great people behind the scenes. But unfortunately, it's like the Hilton don't seem to follow through with promises. TFN say if they ever do get the discounted rate, and that has happened a couple of times, they get the discounted rate and it doesn't, you know what I mean? It sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work because the staff behind the bar haven't been given the memo, or they have, but they just can't be bothered and they just want to get through the day, you know. Probably the case. Damien, building a MiG-29 model, and when it's built and painted, I will be putting Decepticon emblems on it. I tend to do that with some of my models. Nice, very cool, my friend. Adam says, sadly, people assume the Hilton is still a luxury brand, but as we covered on our stream last week, it's not the highest rated hotel on site. Exactly. The Hilton brand, when you see Hilton, you think luxury, don't you? But it's a massive, big deceiving thing. The Hilton it's not really not worth it. But like Adam just said in the stream, me, Adam, and Tony's stream we did last week on Tony's YouTube channel, Sound of SG1's channel, talking about the hotel booking situation and everything. So yeah, we all came together and we did a stream talking about. Obviously, Adam did a really good presentation talking about alternative hotels in the area. And basically saying that, you know, like how surprising and how cheaper other ones are besides the Hilton and got better ratings, you know, from customers. It is quite mind-boggling, really. It really is quite mind-boggling. Excuse me. Yeah, Jason Wendy said, I saw about the new Star Wars Starfighter. Yes, I've just been catching up with Star Wars Celebration stuff just before I started the stream. There's a couple of things I'm looking forward to with Star Wars at the moment. That one you're talking about there, the Star Wars Starfighter. That sounds interesting. With Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy, the director of Deadpool and Wolverine. I really enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. I think Sean Levy's a good director to helm a Star Wars film. The fact that this is, with it being called a Starfighter, the fact I'm expecting it to be mostly about a pilot. I assume it's going to follow. Basically, the character's going to be a pilot. Basically a Starfighter pilot, no doubt. I don't know. That's all I can assume at this point. But that sounds interesting. And the fact that it's all original, all new adventure, new characters, a whole different timeline. Apparently, from what I can gather, because I was watching the interview with Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling at Star Wars Celebration yesterday, Well, I watched it today, but it was from yesterday. And so I was watching it, and what I found interesting is that apparently it's set after episode 9, after a certain battle, after the big battle there. It's set after episode 9, and apparently it is completely uncharted space, if you know what I mean. It's completely original. And new characters, all the characters are brand new. It's like original characters, different stories. But that's the beautiful thing about Star Wars. You don't have to constantly bombard all the characters people know about, because that's the beautiful thing about Star Wars. You can make your own continuities. As long as they make sense in the timeline that they're in, but the possibilities are endless. That's the beautiful thing about Star Wars. I mean, George Lucas started the whole blueprint, but yet you got Dave Favreau that is like kind of like he's basically, the Mandalorian verse is his side of the verse of Star Wars, and then you've got the whole Clone Wars stuff and that. And then with Sean, I mean, I hope it's a success, because I know obviously this is going to be a feature film as well, Starfighter. It's going to be an actual feature film. So there hasn't been a Star Wars feature film for a while, so I'm looking forward to see if it is going to be a big screen blockbuster. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be out in May 2027. It's actually in production right now. They're actually just about to start filming it, so it is coming out. Also, talking about Star Wars, they're making a Darth Maul animated series under Dave Filoni. Boom, yeah. Yes. Under Dave Filoni, Lucas Arts, Lucas Animation are making a fully animated Star Wars film series based. It's going to be completely for Darth Maul. I love Darth Maul. Darth Maul is my favourite Sith, next to Vader and that. And yes, my boy, Darth Maul. And Sam Witwer is coming back to voice Darth Maul. He was at Star Wars Celebration talking about it with the head writer, the person basically right behind it, for production of the series. So fucking excited for that. I am really excited for that. Yeah, that should hopefully be really, really fun. I know, obviously, Darth Maul dies. Well, he dies twice. Yeah. But anyway, it's just apparently this new animated series for Darth Maul. It's called Star Wars Maul Shadow. What was it? Shadow something. Shadow Lord. Maul Shadow Lord, it's called. Yes, very cool. And also, there's on the May the 4th this year, there's like an animated thing coming out with Viserys Ventress is coming back, called Tales of the Underworld, which sounds interesting. So yeah, I'll be checking that out. Lawrence, yes, I've heard that Disney are working on a reboot series. Oh, you mean of Power Rangers? Yes. Yeah. Apparently, I have heard that. I think it's gone back to Disney again, I think. David said, did Hasbro not sell Power Rangers rights back to Saban Entertainment? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the rights have gone back to Saban again, or if Disney have acquired the rights. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of rumors about Disney, that something's moving forward at Disney for Disney Plus, for the Disney Plus service. I don't know. Get your game on. Raymond says, no, Hasbro still has the rights. They tried to sell the broadcast rights to Netflix, but they screwed it up. So Hasbro is looking for a new place to have them hosting on. Right, I see. So that's maybe why they've approached Disney then. I mean, I've been hearing rumours that it's probably going to be something that will go up on Disney, like a Disney Plus series. So I go up on the Disney Plus, but who knows? I don't know. I mean, it would be nice to find something out for Power Rangers. It would be a shame that it kind of like fizzles out like that because it's got such a rich history, and it's been on the go for like what, nearly 30 years now. It would be a shame if it just fizzled out just like that. You know, if you are gonna finish it or end it, because like I say, not everything lasts forever. But Power Rangers, I think the problem is that a lot of kids aren't watching kids shows anymore, and I think that's the downside for a lot of animation, a lot of cartoons. You know, a lot of cartoons and stuff. No, anything that's more tailored for kids. There's not much eyes, not much attention to it like there was when I was a kid. So I think that's why a lot of stuff doesn't seem to last. It's trying to kind of get kids' attention again, you know. That's the problem. Jason Wendy, 4,000 life and 2,000 is just on the anime. Right, okay. I see. The actual game is 8,000. Ah, sweet. Okay. It's been a while since I played Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest, so I can't remember. Adam says, FYI, the Hilton extra deposit requirement is a chain-wide issue. Not just for TF Nation attendees, it's for all customers at all hotels. Right, so, okay. So, but like I said, pay with cash. Don't pay for your hotel room on your card, pay with cash. Hopefully, if you pay with cash, you shouldn't get charged a second amount. I think what I could tell is the people that got charged. I think what for me, right, is when I was talking to people last year that got hit by being charged twice for the hotel rooms. From what I could gather from people that got charged twice, is basically well, what was it? My bloody head is going all over the place tonight. What was it? Yeah, that's right. It was basically basically people that paid with a card. It was mostly most of the people that got kind of thingied it was through a card transfer for the room, paying it plastic instead of cash. So I think all I can really say is the best alternative to not get charged twice for your room is to pay with cash. Actually, take the money take the money for the hotel to cover your hotel room out in cash. Pay for your hotel room in cash, but do not pay with your card. That way, because with card payments, it's different, because with card payments they can enforce service charges, which technically what this is a deposit requirement. So it's like it's an additional charge, but it seems to be more implemented when you pay with your cash, with your card. Sorry. So if you know, so just remember that when you're paying, because I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for the Moxie. I'm going to take my money out cash, and I'm going to pay with my side of it with cash, because that way they can't surprise me with an additional charge. Sam says the Yu-Gi-Oh! DS game represent the game rules more accurately. Oh, really? Okay. Jason, Wendy, that's right. They are on those games. Okay. Yeah. Hell of a lot of comments. Well, let me just get caught up with these comments. Lawrence says, I'm good. Yeah, nice one, man. Do you still plan on to get a PS5? I am planning on it, but still, I do want to get a PS5, but I've just had to fork out for a new phone, which has cost me about the price of a PS5. So, so once I pay my phone off, then I might consider getting a PS5 at some point this year. Jason Wendy, Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel say, I enjoy all Star Wars, even the Acolyte. It's on it in its own way. Filoni is amazing. Yeah, I've not watched the Acolyte. I know you can't always go by the criticism of everybody. You know, you should always make your own mind up on things. But yeah, I've just not watched the Acolyte at all. Just something about the Acolyte just turned me off. I want to check out Skeleton Crew because I know that didn't do very well either. But I want to check out Skeleton Crew. I've caught up with. I've caught up with Andor season 1, so I'm all caught up with Andor, ready for season 2. So yeah, definitely. Sam, been watching Star Wars Rebels again. Nice. Oh, I love Rebels. Love the Darth Maul arc. Yes, it is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Brandon Looney Tunes fan. Hello, my friend. Hello there. Maul is ace. He is ace. Darth Maul is ace. I mean, Sam Witwer is ace as well. So Sam Witwer, he provides the voice for Maul from Clone Wars, and the Ahsoka, in Ahsoka as well. Clone Wars anyway. But yeah, I do like Sam Witwer. He's awesome. But yeah, there is another character I would love to see Sam Witwer reprise. Whether it will happen is another thing entirely. And what is that, people? Who else did Sam Witwer perform as and also did face mapping for? Starkiller. Vader's apprentice in the Force Awakens games. Force Unleashed games, sorry. The problem is, I don't think it's ever going to happen, unfortunately. Why I say that is because he's overpowered. He's an insanely powerful Force user. And to the point where he can pull down a full battle cruiser just by using the Force. That would be a little bit overpowering to bring into a series. They would have to dilute him a bit to make it work. Maybe make him about as strong as like Anakin or something like that, or maybe slightly stronger. But they would have to kind of change it a little bit so it would work. But yeah, I would love Starkiller to come back, or to come into live action. I mean, Sam Witwer is Starkiller because they used his likeness, they used his face for the games, so they've already got the actor there. He still looks young, so, and you know what I mean. He still looks the part. So they've got the actor there. It's just whether or not they can integrate him into one of the stories somewhere, into the timelines. But it's even more difficult now because the Force Unleashed games are no longer canon. Apparently, I think when Disney acquired the rights, a lot of the material that came out, some of the video games and also some of the books as well, they categorized some as legends and some as canon. The stuff that's legend is the stuff that they removed from canon. But I've noticed Dave Filoni, they've been incorporating stuff within the Mandalorian storyline and verse and introducing stuff that's slowly reintroducing stuff that's from legends, but is now categorized as legends in the books and stuff. I say never, because Dave Filoni knows how to bring something awesome to the crowd. But at the same time, he also understands that stuff will work and some won't work, or he needs to have a perfect opportunity to introduce a character like that. But I would love Starkiller to make a live action debut and Sam Witwer to play him. Raymond says Darth Maul dies twice. Optimus Prime says amateur. Jason Wendy, I'm looking forward to more Mando. I love it. Yeah, I am as well. I'm very much looking forward to the Mando film, the Mandalorian and Grogu film. Very much. I mean, like I say, a Dave Filoni helm. Now, the thing is, right, the fact that Dave Filoni has full creative control of a theatrical film for Star Wars is like, yes. Fans have been asking for this, for Dave Filoni to be given the opportunity to helm and to be completely produce a theatrical film, and he's finally getting to accomplish that dream. You know, he came into it through animation, and it's sifting into live action slowly with the Disney Plus series stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, just in case it doesn't do as good as I would like. But all the elements are at play, all the heavy hitters, everyone that's been introduced within the Mandalorian verse through all the series that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have been developing. All the moving parts, all the cogs are there. All they need is the cogs to come together, and we have the pièce résistance that is the film. So you've got, all these characters that are still alive in the timeline that could come back. I'm hoping Boba Fett comes back. I would like Boba Fett to get a better treatment. I want him to come back, and I don't want him to be the Boba Fett in the Book of Boba. I want him to be Boba Fett as we know him. I want him to be a badass, take no prisoners type of character like he was. And yeah, that's the only change I would say for Boba Fett. I want Boba Fett to have proper treatment, because I think they did him. I think that the actor that plays Boba Fett in the live action stuff, and also Jango Fett, I think the actor kind of got a bit screwed over. I don't think it was at the hands of Dave Filoni. I think it was at the people making the decisions at Disney. The Mandalorian, sorry, the Book of Boba Fett series didn't do very well viewership wise, and I think that's why they probably chose not to continue it as a series for a season 2, which is a shame. But I would like the actor that plays Boba Fett. I would like him to actually come back and at least reprise the role one more time, and actually give it a proper salute. Give the character a proper salute and Sarah to that character or whatever. I think he deserves that. I really do. Sam says Mando film next year. Yes. Jason Wendy say this is the way. I enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yes, but the problem is with the Book of Boba Fett is he doesn't do very much until very, very like the last couple episodes of the series, because he's in the Bacta tank. He comes out the Sarlacc. When he escapes from the Sarlacc, and then you see it all more or less as a dream. It's kind of like he's thinking about it as like a past tense sort of thing in his head. Him being found by the sand people or whatever you want to call them, and getting trained and that, and I think it was an okay series. There was some good parts to it, but I think it could have been much better. I think it could have been more. I think it could have been more epic than it was. I think the fact that they kind of diluted Boba Fett's character to being a little bit more generous, to being a nice guy. He's not a nice guy. He's a bounty hunter. He's one of the most notorious bounty hunters in Star Wars history. He's one of the most badass people in that side of it. And he's literally one of the only bounty hunters that can go toe-to-toe with a Jedi Knight, and has the weaponry to be able to combat a Jedi. And you don't see that being played out, and they kind of look him down a little bit to, look him down. I would liked him to be the Boba Fett we know him as, Well, anyway, I did enjoy it, but I think they could have done something better. I think they could have made it better. Raymond says Netflix BotBots season 1 streamed in 2002. Netflix claimed that season 2 would stream in March 2025. It's April now. Still nothing. Yeah, I never watched BotBots. To be honest, it's not really my thing. I know it's centered more towards the younger fans. All good for me. I don't care. At the end of the day, you've got to give the younger viewers something to watch. But yeah, I never bought any of the figures or anything, BotBot figures or anything. So it's not really for me. It's not for me personally, but. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I do remember it got announced and then there's been nothing. Bit weird. Red Bull gives you burps. In my case, yes. Yes, Wendy, I've got some BotBots. One is a pineapple ninja. Sweet. I have a pineapple. I have a ninja. Pineapple apple pen. Sorry, I couldn't think of that one. Damien, bring a tent and Kip in the car park. Bear Grylls it, yeah. Or just sleep in the Hilton bar. Yeah, that's a good one. Raymond, I still need to sue Disney for stealing my name. Jace, I didn't know that about Starkiller. Yeah. Starkiller. Basically, Starkiller is it's an alternative timeline. Starkiller isn't it? It's an alternative timeline, but it's still technically canon. It was originally canon. It was basically it was some kind of concept I think George Lucas had worked on, but it never came to fruition. As you may know, right, when George Lucas was creating Star Wars, when he was developing the story, okay, when he was developing the story, he so when he was developing the story, Luke Skywalker was called Starkiller. It was called Luke Starkiller, but then he changed it to Skywalker. So that's where Starkiller comes from. It was originally going to be Luke Skywalker's name. So basically, he for the games, for the Force Unleashed games, I think they kind of like. I think that obviously they would have worked with George Lucas to a point because everybody does. It's got the thumbs of approval from George, good old George. So basically, they brought back the Starkiller name because it was originally going to be Skywalker. What would become Skywalker. And basically, they made this alternative timeline in the Force Unleashed games where Starkiller is a clone, is a Force-sensitive clone. Now, they have, in the live-action stuff, the Mandalorian stuff, they have touched upon, and also a lot of the animated stuff as well, like Bad Batch and Clone Wars. They've gone into stuff about the cloning, Force-sensitive clones. They have hinted at it. They have kind of exampled it a little bit, which makes me think they are going into the territory of Force-sensitive clones, and that is what Starkiller is a clone of. It's basically a clone of a actual apprentice of Vader, but he dies. I think, if I can remember rightly, I think he dies. But there or something, or he wouldn't follow through with the Emperor and Vader's plans. But then basically he is a clone. The clone version of Starkiller, he kind of gets trained, obviously, by Darth Vader as his apprentice, the apprentice thing, master and apprentice thing, and he becomes incredibly powerful to the point. But the thing, what's interesting is that Starkiller becomes literally on par, if not a bit more stronger than Vader himself. But what's interesting with the story is you've got two sides of the Force Unleashed games. You've got a light side and you've got a dark side. So you've got a light ending and a dark ending. So you can either follow the Jedi path or you can follow the Sith path. You can become a full-blown Sith Lord. And basically what happens there is that in the light side, you fight Vader and you kill Vader. So, like I say, it's an alternative. So, he doesn't get killed by Luke in this story. He gets killed by Starkiller in the good side. But if you choose the bad side, Starkiller becomes a Sith Lord, and he actually embraces, basically, Vader and Starkiller kind of like rule the galaxy together. That's kind of it. But how they would incorporate that in live action, whether they make him a full-on Jedi Knight or they make him a Sith of some degree, I don't know. Because you could get away with both. You could make him a Sith, you could make him a Jedi. Because the way the games work, you've got two endings. So there's two paths they can take with him. Sam says Starkiller was purposely overpowered, as the whole idea for the Force Unleashed games was to show that a Force user would look like against normal non-Force users. Yeah, exactly. Jason Wendy, I've heard something about Lucas working on a new project. Is that right? I have heard rumours that Luke, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Well, I do know George Lucas isn't very happy with what Disney have done. I think he's happy with what Dave Filoni's doing, because obviously Dave Filoni is the apprentice to George, of course, and he knows what to do. However, I have heard rumours about George Lucas wanting to do something, because obviously, apparently George Lucas has a concept for what would have been a different trilogy, but it never got used. So that would have been interesting to see what that was all about. I don't know. We'll see if anything does come up. Right, okay. Let me just get caught up with the comments, and I'll send Adam White send Adam White the link. I just want to get caught up with the comments so we're all up to scratch with the conversation, and then we can move forward with whatever. Right, so Jay says Boba is one of my fave characters. Yes, he's awesome. Damien says the guy who played Boba in the Book of Boba Fett publicly said he signed on without reading the script, and had he read it first, he would not have done it due to the character's depiction. Right, okay. Raymond. Yeah, my full official name is Andor. Iwan Raymond. Ah, okay. And I am older than Star Wars. Fucking hell. Raymond says, a few years ago, I was heading from home from TFN. I was at Birmingham Airport, dressed in all Transformers apparel. And the guy at the gate asked me if I was a Star Wars fan. Raymond says, it took me a while to realise he was holding my passport. God. Right, so, Adam. Oops, shit. Right, give me a second, folks. I'm just going to try and get this to Adam. Actually, well, I'm going to make it quicker and easier. No. Oops. Damn it, what have I done? Sorry about this, guys. The slight absence of talking. Just trying to get logged back in. Brand new computer, so I need to log back into my Facebook and everything. So anywhere to contact Adam. Because I'm doing this on my PC, I can't do it via my phone because I can't access. I won't be able to access the stream. So. Right. For God's sake, this fucking thing. Hang on a minute. Right, here we go. Bloody technology. Right. Right, here we go. Finally logged in. Fucking hell. Never had a bloody experience like that, just trying to log into flipping Facebook. Don't worry, Adam, I've got it sorted now. Just sending it to you now. Strange. Can't find. There we are. There you go, Adam. I've I've sent you the link through Facebook. The Adam White Facebook account, because that's the only account I could access via my computer. I don't know if you've got more than one, but it's the one with the dog in the picture, just to let you know. But anyway, so while we wait for that to happen, folks, get Adam in, because apparently Adam says apparently you can't pay with cash for the Moxie rooms. That's bullshit, that is. I mean, I really don't understand why. What is the problem with not paying? Everything's going card only. It's pissing me off. What's wrong with good old flipping paper? This is where the banks are closing down, because people are just using this technology. Tap, it's easier. Fucking pissing me off. It's really pissing me off, that is. A lot of places are going cashless. I know, it's absolutely fucking stupid. That's why they're fucking us up. So I've now got to save more just for my fucking room. It's pissing me off. I might just fucking sleep in the bush outside or fucking on the bloody park bench. Might be fucking cheaper. Fucking pisses me off. Yeah, that's very true. It is very fucking true. Not for the fucking better either. Hang on a sec. I might be able to. Wait a minute. There we go. Let me see. Yeah, I just remembered. I just sent it via Instagram as well. Right, so I've sent. If you're still watching, Adam, I've sent it via Instagram as well. The link, if you're still watching. So you've got one on Facebook, and it's been sent on Facebook and Instagram. So either of those accounts, you can access the link to come in. Raymond says, "Don't go sleeping outside of the Hilton, or you might run into to the salsa dancers doing anything but sleep in the bushes." Yeah. Sam says there is a reason why hotel prices have increased hugely over the last few years. Yeah, that's just prime. Ah, Adam's here. Just going to bring Adam into it now.
Hello.
Hey, Adam.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Right. So a couple of things. Firstly, my apologies to everyone in chat because we all thought, Adam sent it. It'll be fine. What we didn't realize is we were going to get tech support Nolsey.
There's no support there.
and the thing is as well, and I think I can speak for everyone here. We all think that when that happens to us, when that situation happens where tech suddenly gets really annoying, that we're going to be graceful, that we're going to be calm. And none of us ever are. Let's be honest, we're not. Also, as well, I'm going to say, because I'm going to have to do some fiddling around here, is that I will have a similar problem in the fact that I can't see chat because of my login issues. That's nothing to do with you, mate. That's something to do with my, like on the last stream, I just couldn't. So what I'm going to do very quickly is in the background, I will grab YouTube so that I can see the comments going via there, and that will help them out. But what I wanted... Bear with me a second. There we go. Right. So a couple of things here, really important. And yes, I fully appreciate that some of the stuff I say here is gonna, especially with you, Nolsey, it's gonna rub you the wrong way, especially after the last couple of minutes. I fully understand that. Also, as well, I didn't realize you're charging through all of this chat. And of course, you've always been very loud and proud and said, you have issues with the reading side of things. So thank you for doing that. But have you just disappeared off the camera, by the way?
I put you as prime focus.
Oh, no. You utter sod. Is this getting you back for me taking the piss out of your wet dreams? Anyway,
there we go.
Actually no. Put me full view, full screen, because then serious, because stuff I'm going to say is going to get you really annoyed. But it's very important for people in chat to know this. So the fact is, with almost all over the last couple of years, especially since lockdown has finished, apart from times when people have tried to make the exception, and that's vanishing now, almost all hotels, all chain hotels, will take at least a £50 deposit on your room via card when you check in. Now, I looked up as well, like for instance, the Moxie. The Moxie doesn't take cash over the counter for its rooms anymore. I don't know why. I don't know. There's a lot of other things like cashless versus cash, and some people say it's going out of fashion, and some people say it's coming back in, and who the fudge knows what's going on. But in terms of check-in, and I think that's the big thing as well. I don't know about bars, but I know that in terms of the check-in counter, it's almost all automated now. And because even if you pay by cash, they'd still want to take a deposit via card, because that way, if anything happens, they've got that card there. It's really frustrating, and I get it. Okay, I've exactly the same. In fact, I had this at the Hilton in Manchester, and they didn't give me the entirety of my 50 back. And I think they just sneak in a little fee, like I got 48 back or something. But for people wondering, Hilton will take a card deposit when you check in. It's like, this is like worldwide. Okay. Right. If you pay by cash, check before you go. But a lot of Hiltons now have phased out cash, like globally, especially in the UK. And I've checked, you can see this on their website as well. And even if you did pay by cash, the first thing they would say is, we want your card for the deposit. And they will be serious on that. And the thing is, you could say, and look, I know there'll probably be people in the chat who are like, well, I just won't do that. I've paid with cash. Why should I? And I agree with the sentiment. But the fact is, you need their hotel room more than they need you to be there that night. So you're probably going to end up doing what they say and giving your card over. I don't like it either. I hate it. The Moxie, I think the reason why they don't go with the with cash is that, and you'll see when you stay there, is that they have quite a modern setup. Like there's a lot of, wireless and this and that, that sort of stuff. So they don't just handle a lot of cash. Now it is different in other places. And folks, check if you really, really don't want to be giving them your credit card, give them a call and say, look, I want to pay with cash when I arrive because of the way I'm traveling in, because of what I'm there for, because I need cash for the event, and I'll be holding cash rather than the card. I'd say something like the card impacts my ability to get other things when I'm there. Ask them, like, is there a way that I can maybe pay the deposit in cash? They will ask for a deposit. That's the thing. You can't get away with this now. They've clearly been burnt too many times by other people. So that means good people like you are paying the price.
Yeah.
But you might be able to phone them up and say, look, can I just pay cash on the day? Just drop them a 50 so that you get the 50 back at the end of it or something like that. They might be up for doing that, but maybe check before you do it, because the last thing I want is for anyone to go there with a large amount of cash. They've drained their bank account to get in there. And then the first thing the Hilton say does is go, right, we want you to pay for the room on the card now. And suddenly you've got problems. And the very worst thing, you then suddenly have to leave there, go back to Birmingham, pay money manually into a bank so you can go back to the Hilton so they can then draw the money from the bank through the card. I mean, it's bullshit. I know. But that could be a worst case scenario for someone. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, let alone somebody coming for TF Nation. So that's it. And I'm so sorry to you, Nolsey, for jumping in. And I'm so sorry to chat for the delay. But hopefully all of you on chat will understand. The hotels are doing this stuff their way. It's a pain in the ass. I get it. But please don't take the chance of going, I'm only going to take cash, because that could screw you over this weekend. Right. And because I'm looking at chat right now, I'm actually experiencing what Sam experienced, which means every time I move my hand, about 5 seconds later, somebody on the screen in front of me moves their hand the same way. It's really, really freaking me out. So I'm now going to leave you to the rest of your stream. I'm going to run away. Thank you so much for allowing me to just jump in and say that. But please, deposits are the norm for chains now, and cards are the norm for chains. So just be aware of that and secure. Just keep yourself covered, okay? Because the TF Nation should be the best weekend that you've ever had. Don't trip up and stumble just because a hotel's acting like a dick.
Okay.
And with that, you let me go now.
Well, thanks for coming in. You're welcome anytime, anyways.
No worries. You take care. Speak to you soon.
See you soon. Bye. And there we have it. The man himself. Yeah, so you heard it here, folks. No cash anymore. Cashless society it's becoming, isn't it? I do apologise for my outburst on the stream. It was unprofessional of me in a way, but I'm just getting a bit annoyed. I've had conversations with my good friend Smithy that I see usually on a weekend, and he only handles cash. He doesn't he's very old-fashioned in that way. He only carries cash. When it comes to handling his what he does for a job, what he does for work, everything is through cash. And whenever there's a service or anything where it requires a card, he very, very, very rarely will ever even use his card unless he's very forced to. It is getting a bit concerning because banks are suffering at the hands of this as well, because cash has always been much more lucrative for businesses and to support all around. But I understand exactly what Adam says there. I understand exactly. It's the hotels. Obviously, they've been ripped off somehow by certain customers using their hotels, and this is a way to get that money back. So yeah, but let's get caught up with the comments. Where was we? Right, Raymond says, not just hotel prices, flight tickets are almost double now compared to 5 years ago. Yeah. Damien says, also need password or bits of passwords these days just to access your own accounts. Not only can hackers not get into your bank account, but neither can I can't remember. Yeah. Wet dreams. You needed to be here right at the start of the stream because I did a stumble, my mouth did a thing, and I ashamed myself again. Sam says, essentially, if I'm understanding this, it's so the hotel can charge you for damages to your room if need arise. Yeah, well, yeah, they put a deposit on your room. You basically, I do know that's. I have had this before where you basically have to put your card details behind the room. When you book in to your hotel room on the day of arrival, you do have to kind of give them a card or something, so they've got your details there. So it's like, say for instance, you get you order a meal to your hotel room. You pick up the phone, and say if the hotel you're staying at has a kitchen and they offer food. Same with the Hilton, for instance, and you pick the phone up and you ring, you press the number for the reception or concierge desk or whatever. You say, "Could I order a pizza or whatever?" And they won't ask for the money up front. They will charge it to your room, and then you basically pay for whatever you've ordered additionally when you check out. But they've got your details there to be able to charge your card or whatever. Or they'll just charge you at the same time. But a lot of the time, it's when you check out that you charge you for stuff. Damien, what if you genuinely don't have a credit card? Well, I don't know that one. I don't know with that one. I mean, like I said, like Adam just said, give him a phone call, give him a ring. Give whatever hotel you're staying at for TF Nation or any events that you need a hotel for, ring them up and just ask and just inquire, could you, for whatever reason, could you pay for your room with cash because you don't have a card or what have you, account or whatever. That's the only way I can really say is just to contact them via the, just contact them via the phone or whatever. But this is the problem. Is that look at like a lot of old age pensioners now. People that are my dad's age that are approaching late 70s and people that are in their 80s and stuff. People that are older people that don't have a full grasp of technology like we do, or like I do, or the younger generation does. They're suffering at the hands of this as well because they just don't understand technology because they're from an era where they didn't have this technology back then. It was all cash. It was a full cash thing. Everything was cash, backhander and this, paid with cash or paid with coins. It was all money, and now I feel sorry for those people that don't understand technology because they're a bit older, or they might have something like a disorder where they just do not understand stuff like this. It's becoming a really annoying thing. It really is. But like I said, I mean, I do apologise for my outburst, people, earlier on, effing and blinding because of having a little bit of a rage with myself over that. But it's just becoming really annoying. a cashless society. The banks are all closing up. People that actually need to speak to human beings in order to do a transaction, a money transaction or whatever, it's becoming much more harder. Everything is through apps, banking's through apps and everything. And now we can't even get a hotel with cash. It's just becoming ridiculous. It really is. Raymond says, check your credit card company. With most, you can open a dispute online to have them make certain that they book your deposit back to you. I did with mine. Okay, sounds like a good thing to suggest. Jace, I've gone back to see what it was. Okay. Sam says, my grandma had no idea what YouTube was. She had no internet. Yeah. Well, it's the same like my granny and granddad before they passed away. My granddad got a laptop, and obviously my granddad had a phone, but he didn't understand apps. He didn't understand apps. He had a Facebook account, my granddad, but did he hell as well know how to use it? My cousin set up his Facebook account, and I took the profile picture of him to have for his profile picture. So my cousin set up his Facebook account. Everything else that needed an email address or something like that, it was either my dad helped or my cousin or I did. It was all the younger ones helping him set things up, because my granddad wanted a laptop, so he didn't understand how to set it all up. So it was like a mixture of like my cousin and my dad helping him out. And yeah, it's just the older people don't have a grasp on it like we do, because they're from a different era. They're in the golden years of their lives. The last thing they really need is to have all the stress over technology. That it's they're at the point of they should be chilling out, relaxing, and just reminiscing, and that's where you should be when you're in your golden years. But no, it's just like my granddad was kind of interested in technology to a certain extent, but he just didn't understand it. My granny had no concept of it at all. She just couldn't get her head around it. But yeah, it's just like I feel sorry for the older generations. I feel, I just feel sorry for people of the older demographic of the world that it's becoming a cashless society because of us young ones. It's because of the younger people that are using like tap pay on the phones or contactless payment on cards. They're using online banking apps and things like that. That's what's killing the whole cash side of things, and it's a problem because you can't even go to a bank anymore. You can't even go and transfer some money between savings accounts anymore because there's no brick and mortar places anymore. They're all closing up. Yeah. Sam says we no longer have banks in Hessel. No. Well, they just recently opened up a banking hub, didn't they? That used to be the what was it? There was a bank. I can't remember the name of the bank now, but yeah, they've opened up a banking hub, but it's only open like a couple of days a week. It's just but mostly there just to help people that don't understand technologies. There's also a post office in there as well. Adam White, I completely understand your frustration with the move from cash to card. It's just not fair. No, it isn't. It really isn't. But thank you so much. I just didn't want to type all that out. It would be a nightmare for you to read my English. Well, no, like I say, Adam, thank you very much for coming on. Obviously, it's always a pleasure. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome anytime to pop in or pop on if you wish to. I mean, like I say, it's like the world. They say technology is a good thing, but I think technology is just it's become an overbearing evil. Anyone thinks Skynet is real? Because I'm beginning to see the fundamental start of Skynet and Judgment Day coming in the next 10 years, probably not even 10 years. I mean, yeah. And yes, you shamed yourself. Yeah, what did he do, Adam? I'm watching the start of the stream now. Oh dear, what have I started? Anyone know what happened to Graham the Collector 75 or how he's doing? Hasn't been on YouTube for about 2 years. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I haven't heard from him or spoken to him for a while. I think the last time I actually had some dialogue or kind of talking to Graham was a stream I did, the last stream I did on this channel, which is going back a few months. It seems that he still kind of accesses his YouTube, but he doesn't upload anymore that much. He's not on social media either. He's not on Facebook, I don't think either. So it's difficult to keep in touch with Graham, unfortunately. I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard from him myself, to be quite honest with you. Well, anyways, folks, I'm probably gonna end this soon. I'm literally over 2 hours. Just about 2 hours 12 currently. I'm really happy with the stream. I'm very happy with the end result. It's exactly what I needed after feeling burnt out. It's given me a little bit of a lease of life, in a way. I've had a good laugh. It's been great to catch up with everybody in the chat. There has been one thing I want to kind of run past people while I've still got people's attention. I have been considering on doing streams with people, not just myself all the time. I mean, obviously, I will still do streams, just me. You know, when I feel like doing a stream, I will do one just myself. But I have been thinking of toying with the idea. Let me take this one off. I have been kind of like, toying with the idea of kind of seeing about doing like interviews of YouTubers, something like that. I know other people are doing the same bloody thing. Transformers the Show guys, they do it. They always get people on from different channels. But I'm not on about like an interview per se, but like if anybody generally was interested in coming on a stream, people that obviously, I would like to do streams with people on camera. If people would like to actually be on camera, you don't actually have to be on camera, because I'm just going to just do something. You watch, I'll end the freaking stream, won't I? Right. I'm just going to do something for a second, but if say, for instance, if you're somebody that is a bit shy of projecting their face on the internet, if you're somebody that doesn't like a photograph being taken of yourself, and you don't like being on camera, there is a way around that. Okay, if you just literally don't want to be on camera, but you would like to participate in a stream, you can do this. Okay, you can just do that. You can literally just, take your camera off. Even though you'll literally just be a disembodied circle, but yet that then shields you from projecting your face if you don't want your face to be over the internet. So you just have your voice come over, but you can still have a conversation. So I'll come back in, but that is an option if anybody doesn't want to actually show their face on camera for whatever reason, but you can still participate. I don't know. I'm just thinking about different things, I'm just thinking about different things to bring to the channel to just kind of like make it more fun for me, and also to kind of keep within the confines of what my channel is all about, which is talking about geeky stuff like we're doing now. It's been a nice mix talking about Star Wars instead of Transformers. Well, there's been a bit of Transformers in there, but you know, talking about Star Wars, which is awesome. Yeah, no. Raymond says, we need to worry when John is happy with his stream. Damien, streams with other people are always great fun. Yeah, they are. It is, yeah. I have a face for radio and a voice for print. Yeah. Sam says it was a good chat, mate. Yeah, it has been a good chat. It's been a good stream. Very much enjoyed it. Obviously, there's been a hell of a lot more people gravitated towards this stream. There's actually been a lot more than I thought. Because obviously, again, I had to outsource this stream elsewhere, because if I just had not said anything, the likelihood is only maybe 1 or 2 people would have seen it in real time. So in order for me to outsource it, like I do like on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, even though a lot of people are moving away from Twitter, I'm actually considering getting rid of Twitter anyway because of a certain arsehole. But I'm not going to go into political stuff here. I don't do politics stuff. But you know what I mean. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. But yeah, I'm going to try and get my microphone working, because I have a Razer, I think it's called the V3, Razer V3 mini microphone that I got late last year. And for some reason, even though it is green, which tells me it's on, the computer says it is on the computer, it's coming up, but yet I can't select it in StreamYard to use it as a microphone. It is using the webcam only. Once I get troubleshoot that issue, I'll be able to kind of get back to full operational thing, because this is a better microphone. It's a better audio than my webcam. I would prefer to have a better microphone to the webcam one, even though the webcam on the microphone isn't too. The microphone on the webcam isn't too bad, but that one's better because it's a proper condenser microphone, you know. Right. But no, I've really enjoyed it tonight. Adam says, great stream. Shame about the wet dream comment, but loved that cool cameo. Sweet dreams are made of these. Sorry. That just came to mind somehow. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna bring it to an end. We are approaching like 2.5 hours in. This was only going to be a quick test to make sure it works, and it works, which is good. But yeah, I'm gonna come to an end now. But thank you very much to Adam for joining me for a brief moment. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to Adam, thanks to Sam, thanks to Damien, thanks to Raymond, thanks to Jason, Wendy, thanks to... where are we? Oh yeah, Marcel, Brandon Looney Tune fan, Lawrence, and there was another one. Oh yeah, the Biophiliac. So thank you to all of you that joined me in the chat. Thank you ever so, and also Sam Silvermoon, of course. I can't forget Sam Silvermoon. She's awesome. But thank you ever so much to all of you that has joined me this evening. It has been a really good stream. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a good laugh, which is what we need in life. We need to have a bit more of a laugh in life because life is a bit shit at the minute for people. But I will be back with more. I want to at least try and do these at least every maybe couple of weeks, maybe once a fortnight. I would like to kind of do one on my own, and then if anybody else wants to join me for one or what have you, happy to do one with other people as well. But I just wanted to do one solo tonight. I just wanted to do a solo one because I haven't done one for a while, and try and kind of get back into the general spiel of YouTube's. But anyway, so thank you so much. Night. Thank you, Adam. Night, Adam, and thank you to you, Damien. Thank you very much. But take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. And those of you going to TF Nation in August, I will see you then. But take care of yourselves. And I'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.